Who is that beautiful young lady? Gabriel. Today is Gabriel. Today is Gabriel. Today is the 18th. Another 9th day. What am I supposed to be talking about? Good question. Excellent question. In a much better mood than I was last Monday, or even yesterday, I guess. Mm-hmm. Ah, there it is. It is the 7 o'clock hour. Oh, who is that marvelously gorgeous young woman smiling back at me? I know who that is. That is Reverend Sharon. And good evening. This is You Are a Healer. And as such, when you are a healer, you are liable to hear the sounds of the universe. Well, today's sound, as we bring it to the forefront, today's sound is the sound of the angels. If you've had any opportunity to engage your listening abilities, to you are a healer, whether it's on Blog Talk Radio or whether it's in this format, the thing to remember is that we always start out with recognition of the angels and of the breath. And so we breathe deeply. If it's possible to close the eyelids while the eyes are directed upwards towards the space between the eyebrows, then do this. Then breathe. Whatever your day was like today, take a deep breath, breathing out that which serves you no good, breathing out that which you may turn into a pearl if you attach wisdom, understanding, and forgiveness to that small grain of irritation that may have taken place throughout the day. You know what that is. You've been there before. Mondays are said to be a day of great weight for most people. However, since you are awakening to the fact that you are a spiritual being and that you are having a human experience. You are aware that Mondays are a day of triumph. Mondays are a day of victory. And breathe. Breathe deeply because if you accept it, Monday is a day from which you can smile all day long. Taking a deep breath, holding it for the count of 10, releasing that breath through parted lips, and breathe. Included within this meditation may be the Archangel Gabriel. This is Gabriel or Gabriella's day. It depends on the information that you have. Some people are aware of the fact that angels, per se, are androgynous or without gender, more or less. Now, how we explain the 200 watchers from the book of Enoch is another story, one that we won't take part in today. We do know, however, that the Archangel Gabriel, a magnificent angel, one whose abilities include generating gifts of the Spirit throughout the day of Monday. Of course, you may call upon the Archangel Gabriel at any time, day or night. And in some cultures, children are told to call upon this angel as he is considered to be God is my strength. That's the definition of Gabriel's name. God is my strength. So, for whatever you may have gone through today, release it because God is your strength. Call upon the Archangel Gabriel to assist you on Mondays. If you feel that you have a job or a position where you're going to need some extra backup, oh, you're going to need more than just the old 1-2 to get you out and up and through the door. The Archangel Gabriel is your strength in that God is your strength. And breathe. The prayer that I speak of that is known to many children around the world. If you can teach it to your children or grandchildren, nieces or nephews, that's a good thing. It is where you claim the presence of the angels around you before you go to sleep. Archangel Michael or Michael to the right of you. Archangel Gabriel or Gabriel to the left of you. Archangel Uriel before you. Archangel Raphael behind you. And above you, as always, like a crown, the eternal Shekinah. You are covered and surrounded in the white light of the most divine love. This is what is taking place with you because you have recognized that God is your strength. And breathe. The Archangel Gabriel has so much achievement. Achievement is a word that can uh, you cannot imagine what Gabriel is responsible for in the minds of man, humanity, and in the essence of working with God. But on Mondays, especially this Monday happens to be a Monday in which numerically, in numerology, it is a 9. It's waning down. It's after the 7 p.m. hour now. Today, at your workplace, you may have come across instances where there were times that you would have loved to have said the first thing that came to your lips. In future times, in future Mondays, don't do that. Instead, ask for the assistance of the Archangel Gabriel, because as Gabriel's name defines, God is your strength. Put Gabriel's name before you when the feeling to open your heart to someone else that may get you into a bit of trouble takes over. Gabriel will assist you. Gabriel is a chief ambassador to humanity, a divine herald, and a prince of justice. We all know about the part of Gabriel being a trumpeter of the Last Judgment. Well, we don't discuss Last Judgment here. That goes under the heading of religion. What we are doing is meditating on the presence of the Archangel Gabriel, who has full dominion over Monday. Now, today being the 18th, you add the 1 plus the 8, that becomes a 9. And guess what? Today was a 9 in the year of a 9. Uh, 2016 is also a 9 year. And in the definition of a 9, you must release things that no longer serve you. Perhaps if you're having challenges at your workplace regularly, every Monday, which makes you have a desire to omit Mondays from your calendars, perhaps it's time for you to move on. 9 specifies unrequited dreams. There is a dream, a vision that you have on your heart. You are more than likely not working where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be living your dream, which is much greater than 9 to 5. You are creative, you are artistic, and especially if you're a 9, meaning your birth month and birth day calculated totals a 9. More than likely, your entire name totals a 9. There is a number for each letter in the alphabet. And when they are calculated together, if they come to a 9, Well, that means that you're a person who has great abilities. You are someone who goes in and brings about a creative influence to wherever you are, and you don't necessarily stay there because your dreams and your visions are much greater than those around you. So you come in with the contract, so to speak. And some of you have heard me discuss how we contract, our souls contract for certain missions, as it were, before we're born. Before we hop into the canal of wisdom, I'll call it, and shoot out of the birthplace, we say, yes, I can do that. I can assist with this. Oh boy, yeah, I can handle it. And then we get here and we realize that we've forgotten how to handle what we said we were going to handle. That's okay. We are remembering, especially now, the shifting of this planet that is taking place is in accordance with the shifting of the universe. So much of what we've forgotten is coming back to us now. Some people are in denial of that, and some people are seeking it out. And if you're seeking it out, then you're listening to the right channel because that is one of the things that I contracted to do when I came in this time to assist people in remembering who they are. Take another deep breath through the nostrils, holding for as long as you can, releasing through parted lips, and breathe. So, as the angel of annunciation, we call upon you, Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel. It depends. If you're speaking Aramaic, it's Gabriel. We call upon you, great angel of the annunciation. Pardon my pronunciation. We call upon you as you are a prince of the choir of the virtues. Continue to assist us through the end of this day. If you're lucky, you've gotten off from work by now and you're headed home. If you're even luckier, you don't have to drive yourself. But if you are, then more than likely you're not listening to this. If you are at home and you're sitting in front of your computer or on one of your marvelous pieces of technology and you're listening to this, remember the day is still one of greatness. Your Monday should always be a day of victory, achievement, because you are great. You are an achiever. You are a magnificent spiritual being having a human experience. And breathe. We continue to speak to the Archangel Gabriel. The Archangel Gabriel is known to have the most compassionate heart for humanity. Not the most, but one of the most compassionate hearts for humanity. If you feel that Monday has been a rough day for you, give it over to the Archangel Gabriel. People say, oh, we don't have to, why do we have to ask the angels for help? They know what we need. Yes, they do. They're right there. And like God, because they are a part of the God presence, they will never leave you. However, because you have freedom of will, unless you ask for their intervention, they will continue to observe. I make a little joke about how, uh, especially in my case, they're observing me and they're saying, "Oh, well, she's seems to have a handle on that. She's not asking for help." Well, you just sit by and see what she's gonna do next. Uh, we're here, but she's chosen not to ask, so we're just gonna observe, see what's going on. It has been told to me by, oh, I would say, agents of the light, angels, guardian angels, ascended masters. It is my understanding that unless what's going on interferes with universal law, angels must observe the freedom of will. So when you see an angel interferes without being requested, then that means that's to go ahead and comply with universal law, so to speak. Nothing will ever disrupt universal law. Not even God will disrupt universal law. Okay, I said no religion. That's not a religious point. That is something that I have learned in my conversations with angels. And yes, I do have conversations with angels. Everyone does, but most of the time we don't acknowledge it for what it is. However, as I said, since this is a time of shifting, our energies are shifting. Oh my goodness. It is a marvelous time. No matter what it looks like on the outside, no matter how the news may portray things, your soul is in position because you, as a spiritual being, are much greater than you believe yourself to be. Lock on to that thought of greatness and never give up and breathe. Now, as we were speaking about the nines, my goodness, number nine. If you are a number nine, and I think I've spoken on nines before, this is a great time for you to finish up whatever you've started before. This year, if you are a nine in a 9 year, this is the time that you rid yourself of whatever has been negative for you. Ergo, Mondays. Mondays. You're home now, you're away from the workplace. Rid yourself of everything and anything that was negative to you today. Find a spot to sit and meditate, or simply sit in the silence, or take your shoes off and walk in the grass, or plant some seeds if you have soil. Hug a tree. It's a good thing to hug a tree. Trees are as alive as you are. They don't move around the way you do, but they are sentient beings as well. If you are a nine in a 9 year this year, you are a nine all the way around, which means that your efforts on behalf of others will be successful. It's a time when some of your personal matters may not work out the way you'd like them to, however, but you will achieve great things. Remembering who you are means simply to remember the best part of yourself. If for some reason, and I trust that whoever's listening, I see that I've got a few listeners. If for any reason you are socializing with, associating with, in relationship with someone who is continuously negative about what you can do, continuously not supporting you in your greatness, don't walk up to them and say, you got to go. However, continue to work on your inner self and distance yourself from that energy. Words are energy, thoughts are energy. We are energy beings. So, in order for you to complete yourself this year, 9 in a 9 year, it's okay for you to allow a particular relationship or situation to just fade away. A good way to do that is to meditate more. As a nine, it's a very spiritual number. So you don't have to go very far. Nines are usually very intuitive. I can give you the rundown now. The intuitive numbers in numerology. If you're a three, if you're a seven, if you're a nine, if you're an 11, which means simply adding your birthday and birth month together, you come up with uh, an 11 jackpot. That usually means that you are a master teacher that has come in with some great lessons, not just to learn, but to share. If you are a 22 after calculating your birthday and your birth month, again, you're as close to being an ascended master on earth as you can be. Doesn't mean that you won't have challenges or issues. What it does mean is that your abilities, as far as your intuitiveness is concerned, is very sharp, very much alert. Okay. People come to tell you things, and you know basically what they're going to say. You sense, you pick up energies. And remember, we are energy beings. If we're in good condition, the electricity from our body can keep our household going for about a week. Unless my intel is incorrect, I am familiar with the fact that while you are sleeping, while we're asleep, Our heart puts out enough electrical volts, electricity to keep a 200-watt light bulb going. Same thing applies to meditation. So we go into meditation, which means we shut down everything on the outside. Our heart is still carrying enough electricity to light a 200-watt light bulb. We are spiritual beings. We are so much greater than we believe ourselves to be, not just bone and flesh and skin, which is a good thing, but it is a vehicle for the spirit. For instance, you get into your car to go to work, wherever you're going, the car can't move without you. Well, they are developing a few alterations to that, but still, it would take a uh, certain amount of human input to get it going. Bottom line, when we are not in the vehicle does not move. Spirit, if spirit is not in the vehicle does not move. And our spirits are so great. We are so gifted and talented. If only we would remember that. And we're remembering. As a nine, especially today, patience has been something that we needed to observe. If we didn't do it today in the workplace, now that you're home or around friends and family, a little tenderness is a good thing. Try a little tenderness, as they used to say. Again, this is something that is for your benefit, your personal key to handling your Mondays. And breathe. Now, to go over what we've gone over with the nines, since today is a nine, on Mondays, we call upon the Archangel Gabriel or Gabriel. And we remember our strength because God is our strength. And that's from the Archangel Gabriel's name. Quite efficiently, it means God is our strength. You know, just so that, since I mentioned the seven, I'm going to go into the numerology of what the seven represents. If you are a seven, after adding your month and day together, wow, spirituality, this is your year. Fantastic. And in adding the seven to the nine, since this is a 9 year, you would come up with 16. And guess what? You add the one to the six, and you're back in seven. So this is a very spiritual year for you. If you have begun to display some of the gifts that you have become aware of, gifts of the spirit, tools of the spirit, I call them. Well, I could spend 2 hours on tools of the spirit, but we won't go there now. Your gifts of the spirit may be Let's say, and how do I phrase this? You have an ability to radiate health with others. That's a long way of saying that you can use your energy to help others shift to a higher level of vibration for their physical health as well as their mental or emotional health. In other words, a 7 is more apt to be a healer. Or I didn't mean to say that because we are all healers. You are, each and every one of you, whether you acknowledge it or not, are healers. Think about how your body reacts to a cut or a burn. Think about how your body mends if you've broken a leg, a bone, an arm. That's always fascinated me, even when I was growing up. You mean to tell me that if you just set it right, it'll knit back together by itself? That was the question I used to ask my parents. And they would say, didn't you hear us the first time? um, that ability exists to a greater proportion in each and every individual. We can heal ourselves of things that we have taken for granted are untreatable. And so we have created doctors and we've allowed pharmaceutical companies to establish themselves in our lives when we can do the work if we will work on that part of our brain that allows us to do that work without challenge. Your pituitary gland activates and stimulates your pineal gland, which is the gland between the eyebrows. The pituitary gland is at the back of your neck. Both glands are part of your brain. If you stop using fluoride in your water and your toothpaste and anything else that you may put into your mouth, don't drink tap water, you will activate your pineal gland. If you gaze at the sun at the early hours of the morning, for about 45 seconds to start, or in the evening hours as the sun is setting, if you've never done it before, start out with 45 seconds. And then as you continue, you can spend longer periods of time. Right now, I spend about, I guess, 20 minutes in the morning just looking in the sun. This helps to activate the pineal gland. It opens up your abilities, your gifts, your chakras in your palms. And in, I say chakras, but they're energy portals, they're vestiges of where the God particle comes through, that electricity that we're talking about, that is a part of you. And that electricity that is a part of you assists you in assisting others to assist themselves. And this is part of the activity that a 7, a person in numerology who is a 7, can do. People come to you when they want to feel better, even if they're not aware of why or how they feel better with you, because it's a very spiritual time and place for you. Sometimes your questions are, why am I here? Am I going in the right direction? Who am I? Well, that's all a part of your spirituality coming to the forefront because your soul remembers, is starting to remember that you are to do great things. You don't have to touch anybody to share your energy with them. I am a teacher of Reiki. Uh, it's not quite a household word yet, but it's getting close. It's an energy modality. Some people consider it to be laying on of hands. There's Qigong, there's prana energy, many names. In Kabbalah, it's called Tikkun HaFanish. Whatever it's called, we have the ability to assist others in their healing process through our own electrical, spiritual self. If you are a 7, this is what you have the ability to do. You came out with it on point. You're not very interested in the material world. You keep yourself going. You're good at upkeep, not high maintenance. However, you can hear spirit more acutely on many levels. Cultivate your peace, your inner peace. Find that space where you and you alone can sit and listen because spirit has awakened in you. This is a time where you establish whatever philosophy you're going to follow. Explore yourself spiritually. Mm, there is no requirement, whatever religion you're following is a good one if it assists you in being fearless in who you are. Faith in your being a spiritual being is what is resonating for you now as a 7 in a 9 year. And breathe. A 7 may have a tendency to gravitate toward some of the more metaphysical tools like angel cards and tarot cards and essential oils. If that's something that works for you, that's something you should work with. Do not be afraid. You are infinitely blessed and gifted. Since I mentioned the 3, I'm going to go ahead and uh, take on the 3 and giving just a brief understanding. If you're a 3, meaning once your birthday and month is added, say for instance, someone was born on the 2nd of January, well, they're a 3 right there. Amazing energy. This is a person that is romantic and creative and very, very expressive. A person that loves to dress. Ah. Nothing wrong with that. Someone who loves colors and to be involved in social activities. And so you do that. You have a great time. You're a happy person. A three is. You call upon the fantasy of romance with an open heart, and you are talented, and you are gifted to the point where threes have a tendency to be, uh, should I say lucky? I don't usually use that word, but in games of chance, they don't usually have a problem. They do quite well, and that's a good thing. Threes are prone to just be artists, designers, architects, or if they aren't any of those, if you watch someone who you know is a three, you'll notice that there's always a bit of a flair to what they do and how they do it. Where someone else might do the standard, a three is going to put a cherry on top. That's fine. We all need or can use a three in our lifetime. And we can all be threes in our lifetime. Being happy about who you are, smiling, laughing, either. It's all good. We're not here for punishment, even though karma has a way of bringing us into certain realistic adventures. But that doesn't mean that we can't enjoy and have joy in our life. Back to the nine, since this is a 9 day. Right about now, you should be so relaxed, so comfortable in your space, ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be, oh my gosh, tomorrow will be a one. And if you pay attention to numerology, you notice that there is an accuracy there that I don't find in astrology. Astrology is good. I dabble in that myself, but I prefer numerology. Tuesday, well, at least tomorrow's Tuesday, is going to be an amazing change of what today was. It's going to be as if the entire year has started all over again. You're going to be a leader tomorrow, whoever you are, in what takes place as far as sharing your energies in your workplace, in your home life. Take a deep breath. There will be things that were started today that will be completed tomorrow, whether it's at home, at school. Your efforts have not gone unnoticed. I'm talking to the nines or to those who are a nine in a 9 year. You will find out that whatever it was that put that grain onto your being today at work is going to be something that you will triumphantly resolve tomorrow. And breathe. Never ever let them see you sweat. Oh, that was okay. All right. That one was channeled in. But tomorrow, for those who are a nine, is going to be a day of great triumph for you. And just breathe. In that day of triumph, that day where you know that you have conquered what needs to be conquered, show grace. And this is what was meant by never let them see you sweat. Show grace and mercy in being right. You don't have to do anything except be yourself tomorrow. You know, whoever I'm speaking to, you know exactly what it was that went on today at work and how you were so happy that today is over. But remember, tomorrow, you will be able to stand back and be amazed at your own ingenuity and breathe. Tomorrow, my dears, and I suggest that you do a meditation before you get to work, before you leave your house. It's always a good thing. Tomorrow's archangel is Samuel. Now, Samuel will work with you. Just ask for Samuel to show you, guide you throughout the day, show you what you need to make tomorrow successful for yourself. Samuel is an angel of decision, ending of things that didn't need to start really in the first place. So Samuel is going to end whatever took place today, doing it with style and finesse. Samuel is an archangel of completion. There's no need to be unaware of your own capabilities. And there's no need to brag or to laud. You are going to see yourself in a position where you get to say the last word and breathe. Now, the fact that tomorrow is the one, we have the one and Samuel, both of those are symbols of completion, of taking charge and being in charge, of solidifying what needs to be done. Do not be afraid. Stay focused because you are much greater than you believe yourself to be. As a matter of fact, if you use essential oils, my suggestions, and you can do your own research on that, blend a little frankincense and myrrh and spikenard. That's three of my favorite oils together, 3 drops at a time at the temples and at the back of the neck, which is where the pituitary gland exists. Before you go into work, you don't have to, it's a suggestion, something to help maintain your calm. If you would like to calm the entire room, lavender oil always does the trick. Mixed with a little ylang ylang, and I'm sure that some of you are aware of the fragrance that puts out. It just brings it to the most calming vibration you can possibly imagine. Let that fragrance reinforce and enhance your mood. Allow yourself to remember just how great you are. You don't have to prove anything. This does not require an outside reinforcement. This is you remembering to be fearless, to speak with kindness, the truth, and breathe. Now, this moment, if you are able to direct your eyes, not your eyelids, but your eyes upward, bringing the tongue, the very tip of it, as far back into the throat as you possibly can, with the eyes looking upward between the eyebrows. You are connecting all of your being to the pineal gland. And breathe, allowing your breath to become visible. See your breath as a point of light. And breathe again. There is a technique. There are 58 techniques for breathing, at least the last time I counted. But there is a technique where you may take your index finger and the finger closest to it, placing it right beneath the throat chakra, feeling for the braid, the blade, the bone where the clavicle may be. Ah, you don't have to press. You don't have to press your fingers, but if you let them rest there, you can feel the sensation of your heart as you continue to breathe. Breathe from this point, your heart. And in breathing from your heart, allow in your mind's eye a visualization of light surrounding you, keeping you in a bubble. Some meditations call for a circle of light. However you visualize that light, ask the archangel, the strength of God, to surround you and keep you in that light. And breathe. And when you breathe again, visualize that breath coming up from the feet through the navel area or the root chakra, as it's known to some. And visualize that breath traveling past the sacral or navel, past the solar plexus, directly into the heart. And breathe. As you continue to breathe from your heart, feel the radiant glow that is taking place even now as your heart and your breath are allowing you to feel the presence of the Archangel Gabriel. And trust me, Gabriel, as an archangel of divinity, a prince of justice, chief ambassador for humanity, can be absolutely everywhere with everyone on this planet and still be in the presence of God. And breathe, knowing that this energy is coming directly to you from the God presence. If you see or feel the presence of other beings, saints, ascended masters, it is all because we are all connected to the presence of God. And breathe. It is time for me to leave. It's a little after 8. However, wherever you are in your meditation, if you were able to meditate just now, stay there, knowing that I hold you in the light and I will always do so. And breathe. Tomorrow I will be on, hopefully, on Reverend Sharon Shaw's broadcast with Blog Talk Radio at 10 a.m. And then I will have my own Blog Talk broadcast on this coming Thursday Archangel Sashael at 11 a.m. So if you have an opportunity, we shall meet again. I have a website, www.youareahealer.com, and you can email me at anabkoch42, the numbers 42, names, NAMES, at gmail.com. In the meantime, God be with you. I hold you in the light always. Namaste.